I'm Em,
And I'm Lex.
and we're thrilled to welcome you to the Ready, Set, Coach podcast.
Now, we're not just your hosts. We're also mamas, entrepreneurs, coaches, friends, and co-founders of the Ready, Set, Coach community.
What began as a pandemic side hustle has blossomed into a vibrant online community crafted by coaches for coaches.
So when we're not immersed in our coaching community on Circle, we're busy managing our other businesses, navigating the ups and downs of life, and of course, recording this podcast.
This is where we dive deep into epic conversations about life, business, coaching,
and everything in between.
So are you ready, Lex?
I'm set, Em.
Let's coach.
Hey, Lexi. Sexy. Whoa,
awkward start. Hi guys, Lex and Em here. How are you doing today?
wow. I was trying to see what rhymes with Lexi, and that was the only one I got.
Lexi, sexy. Usually it's the other way around. People say sexy Lexi, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
That was your
yes.
whole life, whole college experience, I'm sure.
Actually, like awkwardly more so in high school, which is super inappropriate. Yeah, I don't know. But clearly this is Emily's like 18th call of the day. I'm honored to have made the cut. I'm the 18th call. What?
Is my brain like leaking out right now?
No, just melty. Oh, and so is my computer. I'm here. I'm also just gonna tell everyone right now, I'm multitasking. For those of you who say you don't have time, look, mama multitasking. I'm holding up a monitor to the camera. Plug for YouTube.
I don't know if I told you, Lexi, but Jackson started throwing himself out of his crib. And of course it was when I was out of town.
Like climbing and like jumping?
Yeah, climbing out, like one leg over. I don't know if he's had success in getting out or if he's been stopped because I haven't witnessed it. But I came back from my trip and literally it looks like there's like a barracks in his room. There's just like a barricade around his bed using the mattresses and stuff. So you can't
in case he falls. So it's like soft.
Totally. It's like under and over and like a high gate, like a high fortress with a moat around him.
Baby jail.
Yeah, it's very
or castle.
Exactly.
No, you didn't mention that. Ashlyn's just still in the slamming her head on the crib phase, which I'm like, well, that's hopefully not going to do too much damage.
It's fine. It's soft. It's all good right now, right? And maybe she'll be a headbanger later. She's gonna just want to rock out. Oh no.
I'm like, we're not going to manifest that one. She can do whatever she wants. I will love her no matter what, but no. So it is Wednesday and our kids are on a journey of life. And what we're going to talk about today is the client journey. Rough transition, guys. We're gonna pick things up now. Brains are on. We're getting flowing. What we decided we want to talk through today is some real life client journeys, meaning Em's gonna reflect on some of her clients and how they came to be. I'm gonna reflect on some of mine, and then we're gonna talk about Ready, Set, Coach. So rather than just saying this is how you get clients, we're gonna talk about real people. We'll probably change their names. I'm gonna change my names, but we will tell you the exact steps that they took to become our high ticket clients.
And the reason we're digging into this is because a lot of people, we're in Ready, Set, Coach right now. A lot of people are focused on, oh, I have to be amazing on LinkedIn, or I have to be amazing on Instagram, or they'll have analysis paralysis and their website needs to be perfect. When Lex and I were reflecting on it in our journeys of our clients, it wasn't from one particular place. We didn't have one particular, it wasn't like all of a sudden a million people were sliding into our DMs and that's how they became our clients. So they all have unique journeys that often touch multiple different stops on our brand before deciding to work with us. So Lex,
very omni-channel.
Omnichannel effect. Oh my gosh, those are the words I miss the most from corporate. Evergreen and omnichannel.
Evergreen,
organic. So Lex, why don't you kick it off for us? Tell us about your clients' journey.
Let's do like ping pong. I'll do one, you do one. I'll do one,
Okay.
you do
Or
one.
like
I'll do one.
pickleball, the hottest growing sport
Pickleball?
in
I know.
America.
Trending. If we drop the word pickleball in, guys, maybe more people will hear this podcast. We'll add it to show notes.
And this is how you become a pickleball expert.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna make up fake names for these peoples. This client I'm gonna call Sally. This is how Sally currently is in one of my high ticket one-on-one coaching packages. This is exactly how she came to be my client. A journalist that I am associated with or friends with retweeted something I tweeted on Twitter or X, whatever we're calling it. And this person, what I name her? Sally, saw this journalist's retweet of me. That led her to click on my profile and learn that I have a PR agency, and she booked a call. I know this because I always have the form that says, how do you book or how do you hear about me? So I initially got on a call with her to talk about my PR agency. It was quickly apparent, financially speaking, that there wasn't going to be a fit. It then became also apparent that she would be potentially a great candidate for coaching. So I introduced the concept to her. I ended the call. I sent her a follow-up email. I said, if you want to explore coaching, we can schedule another call. So she ended up not scheduling another call, and she ended up just booking me. So I do want to share just succinctly, right? It went from Twitter, but there was third-party credibility there. So it came from a retweet. She came to my agency website, booked a call. Then I downsold her in follow-ups to coaching.
I was hoping for like a Sally sells seashells type of
By
thing.
the seashells by the seashore.
My brain was going like, how can I make this into a thing? But I'm gonna let that die. Okay, so
it's dead.
It's
your
dead.
turn.
No, well, I want to reflect on that. So
Oh.
She saw your authority on Twitter. So it sounds like authority was a big piece there, that she saw your authority and she trusted you. And it was by being on a platform like Twitter, and I'm still using the old school word Twitter.
I still call it that because it's still twitter.com. So yeah, I don't know.
There's still a lot I don't understand. But anyways, she saw your authority, and your authority was the number one reason that had her following you, to learn more about your expertise. And then it was a ping pong journey that led her to finally booking you. Is that correct?
Yes. And what made me look credible is a journalist was retweeting me. So if someone is interested in PR, right, they're interested in getting in front of journalists. So to see a journalist is retweeting me in a PR standpoint, that gave me credibility.
Yes. Okay. I love that. I'll say my next client, Susan. I connected
all S's.
All S's. I want to just go see if we can
actually
go
that's officially our challenge. They all have to be S's now.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so Susan, we connected through Lunch Club, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with Lunch Club. Lunch Club is basically like a free matchmaking networking platform where you'd meet someone virtually. And this particular individual is based in a different city and state. We connected, we hit it off. And I think she was supposed to come to an event, never came to an event, kind of like forgot about her. And then fast forward to this year, I posted a roundup of all of the podcasts I had recorded from this year on my LinkedIn. She had just gone through a job transition. She clicked through my podcast, especially on one on a career coach, listened to it, was like, oh, I think I'm going to hire this career coach. But before I do, maybe I'll also talk to Emily and just catch up with her, and realized that working with me was the right next immediate step, because she had been building a side hustle while she had been at her corporate job. And so we have been working together. So on the sales call, it was pretty much an immediate yes. So thinking about the steps that she took to get there.
No, I get to analyze it.
Sorry. Analyze me,
yeah, please. You can't analyze your own. That's not how pickleball works, Emily.
That's true.
So
that's true.
what I'm hearing, back to my side of the court. What I'm hearing is this was really a long game turned short game at the end. So while yes, it was immediate yes on the call, this was something that didn't just happen overnight. You had already established an initial relationship prior, and then circumstance happened later in life that you were putting yourself out there routinely. In this case, I think you said on social, she found your podcast. She listened to the podcast. This reminded her of how awesome you were. So she wanted to reconnect. And then it was a yes. So it wasn't as simple as an immediate yes when we think of all the touch points and the longevity that backed up the relationship.
Yes, I think that's a great digest for the experience. What about you? Who's your next S?
My next S, okay, we did Sally and Susan, Samantha. Samantha, this one's actually a shorter one. So I just got a clarity call booked on my calendar one day from Samantha. We hopped on a call and she said she heard about me from a past client of mine. The past client of mine who referred her to me was the same type of entrepreneur as she. And this client had a lot of success with me. She's great. During our container, she had a lot of results. And so automatically she came to me with this raving referral. It was a longer phone call. Funny enough, I took the phone call while in the car with my in-laws because of a calendar thing. So they heard the whole sales call. She ended up booking 4 months ahead. So I think we talked in like September and we kicked off in January. We had that initial call. It did take, though, a few follow-up emails to get her to feel comfortable to commit. So the recap quickly, it was referral to call to probably a couple weeks worth of follow-ups.
Wow. Okay. Well, Sonia, my next client, she found me. I am also a coach at an outside program and I host workshops for them. And she was a student at this program and had seen my workshops, but funny enough, I had never met her live. I don't remember her showing up in any of the workshops, but I think she watched the recordings. And she actually reached out for Ready, Set, Coach, thinking she wanted to be a coach, but then realizing that she wanted to go in a different direction. So she ghosted me when I sent a recap email for Ready, Set, Coach. And then I posted on Instagram that I was doing one-on-one coaching, and she DM'd me and she said, I want that. And then I sent her the next details over email. We had one sales call, and that was it. So it was interesting to see and I think this is going to be a common theme, at least for another individual as well, is this idea. Sometimes people are think they want group, and then they really want a one-on-one, high ticket, high level approach where they feel like they're not yet ready for group. They want to be more established before they commit to a group container.
So sorry to just reaffirm, she first saw you at a workshop?
She saw me at like a pre-recorded workshop where I was a coach.
Okay, cool. Yeah, great. So not even live, which is awesome.
No, not even live. So she must have been watching the replays because she had seen me in a bunch of my workshops through that platform. But I had never met her at a live version of one of the workshops.
Okay, cool.
So lurker.
A lurker. That's actually kind of similar to that. The last one I wanted to share. I picked this recent client because it's a example of a hybrid sell. So she saw me. I gave a live workshop. Actually, this brought us 2 RSC clients. This one live workshop. I'm realizing that in real time right now because 2 of our clients were in the same workshop. That was a great workshop. I should see what workshop that is. Note to everyone listening, if you have a successful workshop, rinse and repeat.
Do it a lot.
So I digress. I hosted this very specific workshop in an outside community. It was probably to a room of 15 women. It was not huge, but this particular client from that workshop booked just kind of a connection call with me. And I had no idea it was going to be a sales call, but she, while on the connection call, asked if she could coach with me. And the more I learned about her business, I said, yes, but I actually think that you'd be a really great fit for my other company as well. Now, it took a little bit more time here because she was ready and knew she wanted my PR coaching. She wasn't ready. She didn't know if she wanted the other Ready, Set, Coach side. So it took some back and forth with email follow-up, but eventually this did become a hybrid coaching client for both the PR bar and Ready, Set, Coach. She's still with me to this day. So this was just an interesting one of me truly listening to what I thought she needed. This wasn't me saying, oh, I see an opportunity to double up. It was, okay, I know you want to learn PR, but based on what I'm hearing and based on what your problem is, I actually think this is your first step. And the first step I suggested to her was Ready, Set, Coach.
And I like that example too, in that you're able to support her in multiple different ways, where she was a first-time entrepreneur and needed the community and needed the accountability and the framework, but then also could go further with you in the PR world where she wanted to really amplify using PR as a tool, which
Yeah, and
reminds
I think,
go ahead.
no, hold on, my side.
Game
I just
point.
wanted to point game point. Just wanted to point out the importance of that. A lesson from that story too is the importance of active listening on a call, not just going into immediately selling one thing, but hearing what the core problem is and really offering a true solution, even if that involves getting more creative.
Yeah, I think that's a really great point, which brings me to my final one-on-one.
Okay, now you're allowed.
Client. Thank you. I know the active listening as we cut each other off. We're hypocrites. Is Sarah, and Sarah found me via Google, and she found me via Google, and she was searching for a mastermind, and she initially applied for the mastermind, but upon further exploration, realized that one-on-one was a better fit. And then when we were working together for a certain amount of time, I thought that Ready, Set, Coach was actually the next fit for her. So I was able to bring her into the Ready, Set, Coach world and also create a hybrid experience with both Lexi, Ready, Set, Coach, and myself. So point being, you're going to analyze me. I'm going to stop.
Hey everyone, Lex here.
And Em.
And if you haven't heard, we did something pretty darn cool.
We sure did. We launched a completely free community built specifically for coaches.
Say it again for the people in the back.
We launched a free community for coaches. Tell them quickly who it's for and what we're doing inside, Lex.
Sure thing. So it's for anyone from the coaching curious to side hustlers to coaches ready to scale. And through the virtual platform that we've built, we've created a safe and fun space to learn, launch, grow, connect, ideate, collaborate, vent, and evolve together.
Nailed it, Lex. Now, while it's free, you must apply in order to gain a free membership. You know, so we can make sure everyone inside is awesome, like us.
Apply today at readysetcoachcommunity.com. Look, you've been active listening. No, I think that was a really great example. This is the first time we're bringing up a tactic of Google and SEO. I know for your coaching, she found through 6 Degrees, your 6 Degrees Society website has phenomenal SEO. And I know that's brought you a ton of traffic to your events as well. So you're one of the people I know adjacent to the coaching industry that Google has really worked well for them. So I think it's an interesting case study to hear and highlight as well.
It is. And it's one of those gentle reminders when I'm saying this out loud, how much I need to up my SEO in terms of including coaching tips in my blogs versus a lot of times the things that will bring people to my blogs will be like how to best co-working spaces in your city. So it's a bit more generic, or like casting a wider net, and then we'll narrow people in. But I think being more specific in how I niche down in my talking could be really powerful in attracting the ideal client to us.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so now we're going to talk about some of our Ready, Set, Coach clients. So just to kind of recap, Emily and I just shared our one-on-one independent hybrid high ticket clients. The next 4 we're going to talk about we're mid ticket range. It was our group program. So the first, S's are getting hard. Cindy with an S.
Cindy with an S. Oh my God. Okay.
Cindy with an X. We'll do 3. This one, okay. I like this one. I think this is one of the more, a really great example of omnichannel. So Emily and I were in a season of launch, and we were hosting a signature event. We were self-hosting through Eventbrite, and we went and we posted about the event in a ton of different Facebook groups. This particular individual saw a post in a Facebook group. She then came to the event, our call to action of the event was to book a clarity call. She booked a clarity call. We got on the call with her. We tried to sell her. She didn't close. She followed us on Instagram. There was a lot of DM exchange, a few more phone calls, and then eventually she did sign on to the program.
Yeah, that was definitely an example of like meeting your client in multiple different channels. I'm going to talk to you guys about Sinead now. And Sinead, I thought that was a good use of an S. And
It's cute.
she started following us on Instagram and was probably one of our earlier adopters of our podcast and booked a sales call from the podcast. I think it was a clarity call. And it was a hell yes on the call, in that she was already know, and trusted us based on both the podcast and the Instagram. So it was a pretty straightforward, like once the doors were open and we were able to invite her in, she was in with open arms.
She's also continued to work with us both. So she's been a really nice longevity of a client. And then the final S we're going to talk about is Sienna. Love that name. Sienna, she was on our email marketing list. We probably could look up how she got on, whether it was a freebie, whether it was an event. I'm not entirely sure how she made it onto the Ready Set Coach specific email list, but she was on the email list. Again, we were in launch period and we decided to try a new tactic where we were just going to offer some free coaching, no strings attached. We had framed the free coaching around an audit. We were going to audit until like we had a takeaway for the calls that we were offering. So like the first 5 people will get a 30-minute coaching call and we're going to audit your practice. She signed up for this. So we got on a call with her. There was no sales call on this call. We literally just delivered value. Post the call, we sent a follow-up. It did make sense for us to mention Ready Set Coach in the follow-up. We didn't sell hard. She did ask to hear more information. We then were in that way invited into the call. It took a couple follow-ups per usual theme here. And then she joined our program.
So the lesson that I think we could take away from all of this is that it's not typically a one and done type of thing. It's not you post one Instagram post and you're going to get 1 million clients, or you're going to post one LinkedIn post and they all fall from the sky. But really it's the aspect of being omnipresent, being kind of everywhere in their life, where they see you at multiple touch points and they experience you at multiple touch points, be it a podcast or be it at a workshop or be it at a sales call or Instagram. There's so many ways for clients to get to know you and like you. And then the timing, a lot of times I think in understanding all of these clients and reflecting back on it, I think the pivotal moment is inviting them in. And like they might be lurking or they might be wanting, but a lot of times they need to like feel like they want to be wanted too. And so extending the invite to these individuals as well.
I'll also share, if you're starting to feel overwhelmed and what you're hearing and the takeaways that you're having are, oh my God, I need to now market on 1 million different places. That is so much. Like they don't have one tactic that works. They said Twitter, email, social media, speaking, yada, 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 right? That can feel overwhelming. What I want to offer rather is that this is really good news, that there are more than one way to successfully market.
Totally.
Right? So Emily and I are past a point in our career where we have a massive resistance to showing up. Okay. We've done a lot of work. We are okay to show up, which is why we do have the bandwidth or we have systems in place that help us show up on all the places. That being said, we didn't start there. So take this as really great news that you can find clients on Twitter. You can find clients through speaking. You can find clients through networking, right? But do understand, ultimately, it's going to require some amount of exchange of relationship building, probably across more than one medium. And one medium can be as simple as a social media platform to emails and calls. It doesn't have to be like LinkedIn and Twitter and Instagram and calls. It could be as simple as different forms of communication.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to do that. So Lex, what's the homework, my homework queen?
Yeah, your homework, 2-part. If you are a past if you are a coach that already has clients, we want you to do this activity for yourself. Look at your past 4 clients and track the client journey. See if you can find some actionable takeaways from yourself or lesson learned. And if you are a new coach looking for your first client, then your homework is to what, Emily?
Jerk. Your homework, guys, this is very much in real time, the way that we host our podcast. I think your homework is to take an audit of the platforms that you are using and the traction that you are getting. I will say I'll add a 90-day challenge to all of it, though. A lot of times we'll post for a week and then feel discouraged because no one's engaging or people aren't booking or X, Y, and Z. So give yourself 90 days to experiment and to play with different platforms and see how you feel and how people feel and how you show up there. So a 90-day challenge.
There you go, guys. There's your homework. Great homework. Message us on Instagram, but even more so, shout out to apply for a community if you're not in the community yet, and message us there. Let us know your takeaways. Let us know how you did on your homework. Let's chat client journeys and all the things.
And we'll see you the next time on the
Ready,
Set, Coach podcast. Wow, was that like beat? Tick, tick, tick. All right. If you're enjoying the Ready, Set, Coach podcast, please leave a review wherever you are listening. For more information about Ready, Set, Coach, visit readysetcoachprogram.com.